Chiyo, where are you? It's almost time for the wedding ceremony. Everyone is waiting for you. Are you on your way? You're going to be late if you're not at the wedding hall, like, right now.
Emma, I'm sorry. I can't do this. We need to cancel the wedding.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why do we need to cancel the wedding? What's going on, Chiyo? What's wrong?
I just found out something terrible, Emma. Something that changes everything. Actually, I don't know how to tell you this, but I've been diagnosed with cancer.
What? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? How can this be?
I've been thinking about it on my own a lot, and knowing this, there's just no way I can go through with the wedding. I hoped it would never come to this, but please break up with me. We have to call off the wedding.
Hold on. What are you even saying? You can't just drop a bombshell like that and expect me to accept it. You can't just break up with me on our wedding day.
It's so sudden, I know. It's hard to believe. It really feels like some terrible dream, but it looks like the cancer is real and it's getting worse. I'm really, really sorry to tell you this on our wedding day of all days. I'm really, really sorry to hurt you like this.
It's that bad, is it? How bad is it? What kind of cancer is it? How long have you known about it?
Well, I went in for a routine health check a few weeks ago, and they found some worrying results in my medical records. Then, after a more thorough check, they discovered the cancer. I'm still having a hard time believing it myself.
That's so unexpected. I don't even know what to think. And how come you waited until today to tell me something this important? It's the day of our wedding, for crying out loud. The day we were supposed to start our new life together.
You don't realize how much I thought about this. But I knew I couldn't just hide this and go through with the wedding as usual. You wouldn't want to get married to someone with cancer, would you? There's no choice, Emma. We've got to cancel the wedding. Otherwise, you will become my burden. And surely your parents won't agree to let you marry someone with cancer. They will think I am being selfish and irresponsible.
Chiyo, I don't care about all that. I don't care what my parents think or what anyone thinks. I don't care if you have cancer or not. I love you, Chiyo, and I want to marry you. We can figure it out later. Just come to the wedding hall now, okay? Please don't do this to me. You don't know how much I was looking forward to this day. You don't know how much I prepared for this day.
It's for the best, Emma. There's really nothing we can do but call off the wedding. It looks like the cancer is pretty serious, and there's just no way I can make you truly happy. You deserve better than me, Emma. You deserve someone who can give you a long and healthy and happy life.
Don't say that, Chiyo. You are the only one who can make me happy, Chiyo. Please don't leave me alone, Chiyo. Emma, what's going on? I heard something from Dad about the wedding being canceled. Is that actually true? I've just had my hair and makeup done at the salon. The timing couldn't be worse. I spent hours getting ready for this. I was so excited to see you walk down the aisle. Tiana, I'm really sorry for making you go through all the trouble. I didn't mean for this to happen. You're telling me he canceled literally moments before the wedding? Please tell me what is going on. Please tell me this is some kind of joke or misunderstanding. I wish I could give you a proper explanation, but honestly, I'm not completely sure how to explain it myself. I'm still in shock and disbelief. What do you mean? I just got a message from Chiyo and he said he's been diagnosed with cancer. What? Chiyo has cancer? Quite shocking, isn't it? Feels like the bombshell has dropped on me. So because of that, he's come to the decision that it's better if we don't go through with the wedding. He said he's canceling the wedding for my sake. Then he went on about how he couldn't come to the wedding and that I should just tell the staff to cancel everything. Wait! That came out of nowhere. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around everything, but does Chiyo actually have cancer? Did he show you any proof or evidence? It looks like it. I know it's sudden. I just heard it a few minutes ago. I don't totally understand what's going on either. So you're not completely sure? It all seems a bit fishy, don't you think? Chiyo suddenly getting cancer and canceling the wedding on the day are two completely different things, right? And why does he expect you to just agree to cancel the wedding at the drop of a hat? Why does he expect you to just accept his word without any questions or doubts? It's all just out of the blue. I'm not exactly understanding everything clearly myself, but all I know is I really wanted to marry him. Whether he has cancer or not, choosing to cancel the wedding in such a one-sided way is unacceptable. I can maybe understand him wanting to talk to you about it seriously, but if it's not like he just got the results this morning, is it? He has to have arrived at the wedding hall by now, right? I'm heading over there now. When I see him, he's going to have to explain to me what the hell is going on. He's going to have to face me and tell me the truth. Tiana, he's not here. He just told me to cancel everything and that he's not coming to the wedding hall. That's really all he said. What? Are you serious? You're saying he left all the trouble of canceling the wedding for you to deal with? You're saying he didn't even have the decency or courage to face you in person and tell you this? Just now, I let the hall staff know that the wedding is canceled, and I've already sent a message to all the guests we invited to let them know as well. I couldn't tell them the real reason, so I told them that I would explain everything in more detail at a later date. Emma, just think for a minute. Even if he has cancer, none of this makes any sense at all. Like he suddenly drops the bomb that he has cancer. Can we really even believe what he is saying is true? Sis, calm down. I really appreciate you standing up for me in this situation, but I'm sure that Chiyo is just confused and scared about everything that's going on. He apparently found out about the cancer after a routine health check. It must be really overwhelming and devastating for him. Moreover, no one suddenly wants to get themselves sick with this evil disease. What? What did you say? A routine health check? Really? Yeah, it sounds like they found some worrying results in his medical data or something. Then after they did a more thorough check through the data, they discovered that he has cancer. Hold on, is that actually what he said? Yeah, that's what he just told me. Is there anything wrong? Emma, wait there and don't go anywhere, okay? I'm coming to the wedding hall right away. There's no use for this. It's already canceled. I know you just did your hair and makeup and everything, but the best thing to do now would just be to go home and try to relax. I know you took time off work for this. I'm really sorry. Try to enjoy it still. You're not the one who needs to be apologizing, Emma. That low-life man of yours, that's who needs to apologize. But there's nothing he can do about the disease. Yeah, that is if he even has a disease. I'm going to make this right, Emma. You can count on it. What are you thinking of doing? I'll explain later. Just wait at the wedding hall, okay? I'm going to put an end to this nonsense.
Emma, were you able to cancel the wedding? I hope there weren't any problems.
Yes, Chiyo, I canceled it. It wasn't easy, but I did it.
That's a relief. I'm sorry to leave everything to you.
Well, it's not like I had a choice. By the way, are you still going to pay for half of the wedding feast as we agreed? You know, since we canceled on the same day, we have to pay the full price, so...
I'm sorry? But is there any way you could pay the whole fee?
What? Why? That's not what we agreed.
It's just that I might need the money for some medical expenses in the near future. The doctor told me to prepare a large sum of money for that purpose, just in case something happens. So I need to save every penny I can. If it's not too much trouble, it would be a huge help if you could pay for the entire cancellation fee.
Well, Chiyo, your medical expenses are that high?
Emma, it's cancer. It's serious. I'll probably have to be hospitalized any day now. So it shouldn't be a surprise that the costs add up quickly.
But don't you have health insurance? Can't they cover some of the costs?
Yeah, I do. But just to be safe, I really shouldn't spend any of my own money. Who knows how long the treatments will last?
But I heard that treatments for cancer that's detected early are supposed to be much shorter and more effective. You know my sister is a nurse, right? I talked to her and she explained everything to me about cancer treatment.
What? Your sister is a nurse?
Chio, ever since you first told me about your diagnosis, I decided that I want to be by your side and fight this with you. I believe that we can beat this together.
What are you saying, Emma? Don't you see that breaking up is the only option we have right now?
Chio, listen to me. Early detected cancer isn't as scary as you think it is.
That would be true if it were detected early, but unfortunately, I'm not that lucky. So just forget about me. It's better for both of us.
Really? You're saying that your cancer wasn't discovered early?
I only have 6 months left, Emma. The cancer has already spread, and I didn't want to tell you this, but it's already too late for me.
Chio, is that true? I had no idea it was that bad.
That's right. It's very bad. So don't waste your time trying to support me through this. There's no point. All I want for you is to find someone who can make you happy and who will live a long life with you. I haven't accepted it myself yet, but I have to face the reality that my time is running out. It's for your own good, Emma. That's why we can't get married.
Okay, bye.
What's with the reaction? Why are you suddenly so cold and indifferent?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really care anymore. In fact, it's kind of hard to stop laughing.
What? How could you say that?
Well, 6 months left to live. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. You're just, like, repeatedly bringing up this sob story you brought up. Frankly, it's exhausting. Whatever. All the best for your last 6 months.
Are you crazy? Is something funny to you? What do you mean, a story I thought up? I've only got 6 months left. This isn't some kind of practical joke. Like I told you, the cancer was found in the health check at an advanced stage. What part of this don't you understand?
Yeah, right. Did you know that most cancer actually can't be detected from a routine health check? Do you think I'm stupid or something?
That can't be true.
Actually, just before this, my sister told me something quite interesting. Something that exposes your lies. Even assuming you actually went to a routine health check, the only things they really do are measure height, weight, and do a simple blood test, right? That type of routine health check hardly ever detects cancer. It's not designed for that.
No, really.
In order to detect cancer, you need to go to a cancer specialist with state-of-the-art equipment. It's only there that you can take a specialized test that is able to find the cancer. There are almost no routine health checks that include that level of specialized service. So I find it really hard to believe that you found out you had cancer in a routine health check like that. How would they even detect it from those simple tests? It doesn't make any sense.
But like, what they actually told me at the hospital is, I have cancer.
I see. At the hospital, huh? Cancer is a convenient way to get out of an engagement, that's for sure. At least that's what the nurse you were cheating with said.
What?
I told you that my sister was a nurse, right? Apparently, she actually saw you at the hospital.
Really? Your sister saw me?
She was about to go up and greet you, but she stopped when she saw that you were whispering about something with a young nurse from her work. She didn't end up saying anything because she was shocked and disgusted by what she saw. She called me right away and begged me to cancel the wedding as soon as possible. She said she couldn't tell me everything she heard, but it was enough to make her sick.
What? There's no way.
So how exactly will you explain that my sister caught you red-handed? Anything else you want to fess up to while you've got me here? Any other lies or secrets you want to reveal?
No, Emma. It must have been a different person. Your sister must have mixed me up with someone else.
My sister was certain that the person she saw was you.
There's no way. I really do have cancer, Emma. I actually have the medical report with the cancer diagnosis. If you're going to doubt me, take a look at the report. This is proof I actually do have cancer.
You have a medical certificate? Is it authentic? Because you would be facing serious charges for forging an official medical document, which I'm sure you're aware of.
I didn't know that, actually. I would have no reason to know something like that.
Of course. Why would you? Although your little nurse friend should have known. But it's okay, right? Because yours is totally legit, right? Come on, let's see it then.
Wait, hold on. I might have misplaced it. It should be around here somewhere. When I do find it, I'll show you. Actually, I should go look for it now. Bye.
Hey Emma, we've got him. I just cornered that nurse that Chio was talking to and pressed her until she talked. Get this. She pulled a fake medical record out of a locker at the hospital. Really? Yep. And what's more is that they even copied the information from one of my patients who actually has cancer. That will land them in serious trouble. They went that far to forge a fake medical record? It seems like they were trying to make a false document to prove that Chio had a late-stage cancer diagnosis. The nerve! I can't believe he went this far just to break off the engagement. Sis, I can't thank you enough. I wouldn't have discovered any of this without you. You don't even have to mention it. It's actually of benefit to me too. Really? How so? That nurse? First she tried to ruin your wedding. Then she created a false medical record by copying confidential patient information. There's just no way I can put up with a person like her working in this hospital. So for me, nothing is going to be sweeter than the moment I get her fired. Yeah, there's no place for any of that. That patient is actually suffering from cancer. To rope an innocent person like that into their plan really pisses me off. Those types of people are honestly the worst. Emma, are you okay with this? This evidence is all we need to really ruin them. We're going to turn the tables on them so fast that their heads are going to be spinning.
Emma, I made a huge mistake. I should have realized sooner that I want to get married after all. Please, Emma, let's go through with this wedding.
What? What the heck are you talking about? What do you want?
That nurse. During a visit to a bar, I ran into her and we had a fling. It was just a fling, I swear. But she developed feelings for me, and that's what caused all of this to happen. She's even the one who made the fake medical record, I swear. She was the one behind the whole cancer idea. She thought of it herself. Believe me, it's not my fault.
I knew you would say something like this. If you're trying to save your own skin, it's way too late for that. I'm not going to forget the fact that you lied to me to cancel our wedding.
Right up until the last minute, I was against the plan. But that nurse, she told me she was going to reveal the whole thing to you if I didn't go along with the affair. This will hurt you, so I didn't want this happening. It was a lose-lose situation for me.
So obediently following her and going along with the plan makes you completely innocent?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But finally, I realized the huge mistake I made. I want to get married to you, Emma. You're the only one I can imagine myself with. I want to be with you and only you.
Oh well, I don't want to be with you.
Please don't say that. When I told you that I had cancer, you told me that you would fight it together with me, right? How could you say such kind words only to come back and change your mind? Now, you don't know how sorry I am about this. I am on my knees apologizing, Emma. Why won't you just forget about everything and give me another chance?
You know what? I don't know. The fact that you lied to me? And now you are asking me to give you another chance? There's no way! First, you lied to me in the worst way possible. Not to mention you cheated on me behind my back. Who the hell would marry someone like that?
It was nothing but a fling, and I've already broken it off with her. It's done. I've changed, Emma. You can trust me. I'm ready to commit. Come on, right now. Let's head to the church. I've got my vows ready and everything. We can turn this all around.
The only place that you'll be going is prison.
Don't be crazy. Why would I go there?
I've already reported everything you did to the police.
You did what?
So as I said, you're not going to be walking down the aisle anytime soon. You're going to be behind bars.
Prison? What are you talking about? Why would you report me? Cheating and canceling a wedding surely can't be enough for a police report, right? And that definitely shouldn't warrant a prison sentence.
It wasn't only cheating and canceling the wedding. In this state, forging an official document actually carries quite the hefty penalty. Oh, and I didn't just report it to the police. My sister and I reported it to the hospital as well.
What?
I just heard that the nurse you were seeing behind my back was taken to the police station for questioning. It's only a matter of time before they come to pick you up too.
Wait. You're joking with me, right? Being taken to the police station is no laughing matter.
It's not a joke. The police should be there to pick you up too, any minute now.
I already told you I wasn't responsible for this. Getting arrested? Don't you think that's going too far?
Maybe try and tell that to the police. They'll be the ones to decide whether you get arrested or not.
How could you do this?
Oh, and about the cancellation fee for the wedding? I'm going to have you pay the whole thing. So thanks in advance for getting that ready as well.
What? What do you mean I have to pay all of it? How does that work? I asked you to pay for it, right?
At that point, you were saying that you needed money for cancer treatments. But it turned out that was a complete and utter lie. So actually, you don't have any medical costs to worry about, do you? You've got no reason why you can't pay up now. So I'm leaving the full payment to you.
But we originally planned to split it between the two of us, right?
I never wanted to cancel the wedding. I don't have any hand in this. It's all you. It only makes sense for you to take some responsibility and pay up.
You might be right about some of that, but the whole amount is...
The wedding venue and planner are taking everything into account, and they said they could give you a bit more time. Actually, it's supposed to be paid by this week, but lucky for you, it looks like they'll let you pay by the end of the month.
It doesn't matter how long they give me. There's no way I can pay for that.
Then you're going to want to set money aside to cover the legal fees as well. When I sue you for all the money you owe, it's up to you. Either way, works for me.
Hold on! You're going to sue me now?
If you're not going to pay what you owe, I really have no choice. Anyways, I'm sure you and your new lady friend will have more than enough time to reflect on this while you're being held at the police station.
Emma, please, listen to me. You can't do this to me. You can't ruin my life like this. Please, have some mercy. I'm begging you.
After all you've done for me, you expect me to think for you? Chio, do you know how ridiculous you are? Ruin your life? That's exactly what I'm going to do too. That's exactly what I need to do too. That's exactly what you deserve.
Emma, please, please help me. Help me.
So after that, the police came to Chio's house and arrested him. He was caught red-handed with the fake medical record and the forged signature, just like his accomplice, the nurse he had been having an affair with. But both of them denied blame and told the police that the other person was responsible for everything. They tried to save their own skins by throwing each other under the bus. I'm sure that was a big headache for the officers who were questioning them, but they eventually sorted it out. They had enough evidence to prove their guilt and charge them with forgery and fraud. Chio's parents said that they had still been handling Chio's finances themselves. They were shocked and ashamed at what he did and apologized profusely to me. They were happy to withdraw the money and pay me the full amount of what he owed. They said they wanted to make things right and cut him off from their support. Oh, and as for my sister, thanks to all she did with the prosecution, she was promoted to head nurse of her department as her first order of business. She was praised for her professionalism and integrity. She made sure that every one of the guests who were supposed to attend the wedding went through a detailed cancer screening exam. She said she wanted to prevent anyone from falling victim to such a scam again.
Patrick, where did you go? I heard you disappeared halfway through while the doctor was explaining the symptoms of our son's illness to you. I'm not back at 100% myself yet, so I really need to know what's going on. Patrick? What happened? Where are you?
not what happened again. Come on, Dara. I just found out my son has an incurable illness. Anyone would feel shaken about hearing a bomb like that drop on them.
Maybe so, but he's still your son, you know? Surely we have a duty as his parents to understand the disease and the treatment he'll have to go through, right? I understand exactly how you feel. Believe me, I do. But even though he was born with this illness that he may never recover from, he's still doing his best to survive. He's still fighting. We have to fight too, Patrick. We have to do it for him.
This is your fault.
What?
It's got nothing to do with me. You're the one who gave birth to a sickly kid, which means he's your responsibility.
Hold on a minute. What the hell? If you're being serious, what a horrible thing to say. Don't you think I was surprised when I found out he had a potentially incurable illness when he was born? That doesn't change the fact that he's our son. I struggled and I suffered, and I did my best to bring him into this world. Why would you say something like that? You're the one who gave birth to a sickly kid. You and no one else.
What do you expect me to say? He's got nothing to do with me and he ain't my problem. I intend to go about my life as usual.
Patrick, hold on. What the hell are you saying? Please. Can we speak in person? We can't discuss something this important over a message. It's so impersonal. You haven't been to see me at the hospital even once.
Do you have any idea how long it takes me to drive to the hospital? 30 minutes! Jeez, would you just put a lid on it already, woman? You're really annoying. Surely you can figure out how to get by on your own somehow. You're a mom now. Can't rely on me for everything all the time. What does your signature look like? Can you send me a picture?
What? Why? Oh, right. Do you want it for the birth certificate?
Like hell I do. We're getting a divorce. I'll just forget it if you don't tell me.
Oh my god. I'm in a hospital bed after finding out our newborn son has an incurable illness, and you're divorcing me? Where the hell did this Patrick come from? I barely recognize you anymore. You changed yesterday as soon as you found out about our son's illness. This sickly kid, I'm divorcing you? Seriously? What has gotten into you?
I already told you. I don't want anything to do with that sickly brat.
Wow. Just wow, Patrick. Are you serious? Tell me you're not. Please.
You think I'd joke about something like this? I want the perfect family. A beautiful wife who always gets the housework done on time, and a healthy child. The kid you just gave birth to doesn't even come close to my ideal vision. He's subpar and defective at best, which is 100% your responsibility.
Wait, what? Are you saying you married me because I'm good at housework?
Bingo! You enjoy housework, you enjoy cooking, and to top it off, you're not bad looking either. What's more, you're completely subservient to me. I really like all that stuff about you, babe. I also like the fact you're timid and have low self-esteem. The fact you struggle to assert yourself means you're really easy to deal with.
I see. So you've never loved me.
Loved you? I never knew you were such a romantic, babe. What is this? A chick flick? What does that matter anyway? I always fulfill my duties as a husband, don't I? Have you ever struggled for money? Even once? Has there even not been food on the table? Huh? I'm an elite husband of the kind most women would kill for. Not just that, but my mom and dad are stinking rich. I'm one of life's winners, the chosen few, the cream of the crop. I think you get it. Anyway, if anything, you should be grateful you got to marry me, even if only temporarily. Aren't you happy you get to find out what it was like to live with such a fine specimen of a man? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because sweet cheeks happened.
I thought you loved me this whole time. I really did. But now I understand. You're despicable, and I have nothing else to say to you.
Why would you believe something like that? You're so presumptuous, babe. Despicable? Yes, I'm that despicable. So what? But hey, on the bright side, if I'm that despicable, you'll be eager to get this divorce over with as quickly as possible, right? I'm pleased we see that eye on this. Good girl. And don't worry, babe. I accept I'm the one who initiated the divorce, so I don't mind if I had to pay compensation. Child support is basically a foregone conclusion for dads in this day and age. The system is rigged against us men, so naturally you'll be getting that too.
That just about covers everything. We're done here, Patrick.
Patrick, where are you right now?
What do you want, Mom? I'm hella busy right now.
Sorry to disturb you, but there's something I need to ask you about your divorce with Dara.
Oh, it's about the divorce? Isn't she just the worst? I mean, seriously, the nerve. Can you believe she had the chutzpah to give birth to such a sickly kid and then expect me to have anything to do with it?
Yes, the worst. Truly the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen in all my years on this earth. You! That is!
Huh? Me? Are you a scumbag as well? Obviously, I mean you. Who else could be described in such terms in this situation? You ran away from the hospital with your tail between your legs the moment you find out your newborn son has an incurable disease. Who other than you could be the scumbag here? Quit messing around, Mom. That stinks even for a joke. You seriously expect me to raise a kid like that?
He's your son. So obviously I do. Although looking at your behavior, maybe it's for the best that he grows up not knowing you exist. Because we sure as hell that we don't need to waste space for you on this planet. I feel so awful for Dara. She's a lovely girl who deserves so much better than this.
Don't you give her your sympathy, Mom. What the hell? How am I the bad guy here? What need would I have for a sick kid like that? He'd be nothing but a burden. Not just sickly, but incurably sickly. That means his whole life. Anyone would hesitate to put their time and money into raising such a defective excuse for a human.
In that case, maybe I should toss you in the trash where you belong then. You suffered from the same disease as little Billy when you were a baby, after all. Did you know that? Oh yeah, Billy is your son's name.
Huh?
Isn't it lovely? Me and Jay decided on it.
No, not that. What do you mean I had the same disease?
That's right. The doctor told me there was a chance you might never recover. In spite of that, I still raised you. Then when you were 4 months old, it disappeared on its own and you made a full recovery. You have no idea how glad I was.
What the? So it's not an incurable disease after all. You should really go and tell Dara and the doctor. I don't think they got the memo.
I know you're a complete moron, but are you short of seeing too? How many times do I have to tell you the doctors don't know whether it'll get better? In some cases it does, in some it doesn't.
You've put me in a real difficult spot here, Mom. How can I make an informed decision on a divorce without having access to all the information? You should have told me this way before now.
Excuse me? It seems to me like you've already made your mind up on the divorce. Even if you want to stay with her, she's done with you now after how you've acted. Surely you realize that?
I told you, I only acted like that because I thought the brat was gonna be sickly and infirm forever. If that's not the case, I'm happy to apologize.
That won't be necessary.
It won't?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. It's about the compensation. It turns out the amount we'll be paying is actually higher than we initially expected. I take it you understand why?
Huh? How can I understand if you don't tell me? Stop messing me around, Mom.
That's right. When you made your escape from the hospital, you went straight to your lover's house to live with her, didn't you? I'm sitting enjoying a coffee at her house right now. So make sure you hurry and come see me soon. I'll say that one more time. Get your backside over here right now.
Mom?
Oh yeah, and make sure you grab the divorce papers while you're at it. Quickly!
Mom, please just wait a sec. I need to confirm something real quick here. You're on my side here, aren't you?
Cut the crap, Patrick! I'm sick of your attitude. I'm in the apartment block run by Peeps Properties on 7th Avenue, room 301. That's where you've been living since making your cowardly escape, isn't it? I couldn't find you at the old house, so I figured this was the only place you could be. You can keep running, Patrick. Oh, and by the way, I explained everything to your lover. Turns out she didn't have a clue you were married with a child on the way. It looks like you've gotten yourself into quite the mess, huh? Anyway, my dear son, you better not keep me waiting.
You've been checking me down? Mom, look, I'm sorry, okay? I'll apologize, I'll pay compensation, I'll do anything. Just don't tell Jay or Dad about this, please?
That ship has already sailed. Dara's known about what you've been doing behind her back for ages now.
She knew? Like hell she did. How? Look, I'm only telling you this because you're my mom. But I went to every link to ensure my secret never got out. I moved with double agent level stealth. My cover was flawless.
Dara loved you from the bottom of her heart. When you love someone that much, you notice even the tiniest change in their behavior. When she announced that she was pregnant, she said you seemed a lot less pleased than she expected you to be. Disappointed even, obviously. She couldn't go confronting you based on that alone. But she said that after the announcement, you became more and more distant by the day, eventually getting so bad you barely ever communicated. On top of that, she said you were acting all kinds of strange. I don't think I need to say anything else. I know you know what I mean. She broke down in tears and told me everything when she couldn't keep it all bottled up any longer. After that, I decided to hire a private investigator.
So you did fire a private investigator, huh? I had my suspicions. I hate backstabbing women like you sneak around in the shadows like cowardly rats. Have you thought about my feelings even once?
Sneaking around like cowardly rats? You've got some nerve. Who's the one who's been sneaking around his wife's back having an affair? Do you have any idea what you've done to that poor girl? You were having an affair. Not only that, but you abandoned your kid the moment you realized he's ill? You are not fit to be a parent. You couldn't atone for what you've done even if you had 10 lifetimes? Do you have any idea how much pain and suffering you've caused your wife? How fragile is her mental state now because of you? And yet, here you are acting like you've done nothing wrong, like butter wouldn't melt, accusing us of being at fault.
Come on, Mom. I get it. I'll apologize for the affair. Can we just put this to bed already? Can you please tell Jane to hold off on the divorce for the time being?
What? You expect her to hold off on the divorce? You cannot be serious. My head hurts.
The kid's gonna get better, right? You said it yourself. If he doesn't get better, we go through the divorce. If he does get better, we don't. It's pretty simple. How's that sound? Let's face it, she's gonna be over the moon when she hears she's still in with a chance with me.
Wow. You are just... What do I even say to this level of... I can't. I just can't. Your divorce is already set in stone, and you're a delusional in genuine need of psychiatric help if you think otherwise. Me and Dara will be looking after little Billy from now on.
Wait, what? Why would you be involved?
To be more precise, me and your father. You are aware Dara isn't in contact with her family and doesn't know any of her relatives, aren't you? That's why me and your dad intend to be there to support her through thick and thin.
Just tell me one thing, Mom. Why are you so committed to having Dara's back? I'm your son, not her.
Well, there is the fact that I feel a degree of responsibility for my scumbag son betraying and abandoning her. But even regardless of that, I've always thought she's a wonderful person. Plus, and I never told you about this, but she's my cooking teacher.
Your cooking teacher?
I've been brushing up on my cooking skills for at least a few years now. You always made sure to tell me how awful my cooking was, ever since you were a little boy. I wanted to get better for when I had grandkids to look after one day. Memories of you blurting out things like, I ain't eating this crap, do better! And throwing your plate against the wall or flushing the food I made you down the toilet sticks out in my mind all too vividly. I can't tell you how much it always shocked me. Besides, you must at least know about Dara. She's been running a cooking class since before you were married. She's a certified teacher. I kept it a secret from everyone because I wanted you all to be surprised when you tasted the difference in my food, and Dara was kind enough to keep it on the down low. Back when you introduced me to her as her girlfriend, I was so pleased when I found out she loved to cook. I'd always imagined how amazing it would be if you had a wife who could cook. So yes, Dara is just fantastic. Unfortunately, you are a reprehensible dirtbag, which is why she has my full support over the divorce.
Whatever, that's enough. I'm done with this conversation. Plus, if you're gonna be supporting her, then she won't be needing compensation from me anymore, will she? I'm actually pleased.
That's completely unrelated. You'll be paying every penny of the compensation and child support you owe her. Well, lawyer up if you refuse. Oh yeah, one more thing. You probably think you're still getting inheritance from me and your dad, don't you? I hate to break this to you, my dear son, but every last penny of it, Assets and all are going into a fund for little Billy when he grows up.
What? Wait a second. No! Surely you can't do that. I'm your son. That means I have a legal right to my inheritance. Yeah, that's right. You can't do that. I will get what's mine.
Oh yes, we can. There is such a process called disinheritance of an heir. If you don't know what that means, I suggest you look it up. What a shame. Your future's already been laid out for you. It's been that way ever since you made the decision to cheat on your wife.
Mom, please, I'm your son. We're family, flesh and blood. How can you toss me by the way so I will be so blindly loyal to a stranger? Have you never loved me?
Of course, I loved you. I've always loved you and done my best to provide for you, no matter what. Even when you threw away your food in front of my eyes. Even when you set fire to the scarf I knitted you. Even when I caught you tipping other children upside down to steal their milk money. Even when I caught you stealing money from my purse. I loved you because you were my son.
Jeez, Mom, stop digging up the past. It's hardly fair to use ancient history against me like this. But you're right, just like you say, I'm your son.
Loved. Past tense. Even love has its limits, Patrick. And mine and your father's love for you has well and truly been exhausted this time. We want nothing more to do with you.
Whoa, slow down. Now you're really going too far. Wait.
I will not wait. Our minds are made up, and this is not negotiable. Really, you've got some gall to play the victim. Have you never loved me? Have you heard yourself? I saw all your chat history with Dara. What did you say to her when she asked you the very same question?
No, man, I just can't catch a break today. Mom, please forgive me. I'm gonna be there for my son, for a little Barry, I swear.
His name is Billy, and no, you are most certainly not. Oh, and by the way, your father just arrived at your lover's house. We're both waiting for you. Now, hurry the hell up.
What? Why is Dad there too? Wasn't he away on business?
He was, but now he's back. So let's all have a nice pleasant chat together. To put it in a way you'll understand, it's time for me and your father to fulfill our final responsibilities to you by cutting our defective son out of our lives once and for all.
What are you talking about? Defective son? Final responsibilities? This doesn't make any sense. Why are you suddenly ganging up on me like this?
Oh, don't act so innocent, Patrick. We've tolerated your behavior for far too long. It's clear that you're incapable of living up to our expectations. We've tried to support you, but it's become evident that you're a disappointment.
Disappointment? I've worked hard to make something of myself. I have my own career, my own life. I'm not living off of you or Dad anymore, and now you're just going to cut me out?
Cut you out? It's for the best, Patrick. You've always been a burden, constantly relying on us for financial help and emotional support. It's time for us to move on and focus our attention on someone who deserves it.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe you're doing this. And even Dad treats me like this too. What's wrong with all of you?
Your father understands that it's time to make tough decisions. We've given you countless chances, and you've only disappointed us every time. It's time for a fresh start, for all of us.
But you can't treat your son like this. It's not fair to me at all. Please, help me. I'll change. I'll try to become your perfect son. Mom!
It goes without saying that Patrick didn't have the courage to show up at his lover's house where his mom and dad were waiting. Instead, once again running away with his tail between his legs. This time to his coworker's house, where he begged him to give him refuge. However, his coworker couldn't help but feel suspicious, and was worried he might be getting wrapped up in some kind of trouble. When he pressed Patrick for an explanation, he went to great lengths to rearrange the story in a way that was convenient for him, omitting anything that might show him in a negative light. But in spite of his best efforts, his coworker, who is known for being short-tempered, yelled, "Quit being such a pain in everyone's ass!" then snatched his phone and called Patrick's dad. His dad drove down at once and dragged his son kicking and screaming out of his coworker's toilet, which he had attempted to lock himself inside. After that, Patrick broke down in tears and begged my parents to convince me not to go through with the divorce, not to mention bombarding me with messages. Of course, I ignored him and continued with the proceedings. Thankfully, the divorce went through without a hitch, thanks to the help of my in-laws. They were super cooperative and kindly went to the trouble of finding a lawyer while I had my hands full with recovering in the hospital. In the shock of finding out about my son's illness, it turned out I wasn't the only one Patrick had been deceiving. He was forced to pay compensation not only to me, but also to his lover, who had no idea he was a married man. Fortunately, my son's illness only ended up being temporary, and he made a full recovery after 3 weeks. Now, we're living together at home, and he's full of energy and a joy to be around. Me and the in-laws are absolutely smitten with him, and they come over to see him every single day. I count my lucky stars that I was able to get his deadbeat dad out of our lives. What kind of monster could say they don't want anything to do with such a cute little boy? When I was at rock bottom after getting hit with a divorce, lost, in a daze, with no idea what to do, my stepmom hugged me tightly and said she loved me as if I was her own daughter. Patrick could never understand just how reassuring it feels to hear such kind words in a time of need. That said, I don't intend on taking that kindness for granted, which is why I plan on finding a job so I can bring in the money we need to raise Billy into a fine young man. I'm also praying he grows up to be thoughtful and kind. The last thing the world needs is another Patrick.
Hey, Julie, are you awake yet? What the hell are you doing right now? Sleeping? Such a stupid couch potato. Wake up, I have something to talk to you about.
Oh, hi, Mom. I'm sorry I didn't hear you call. Yesterday, I worked all night, so I couldn't even open my eyes this early.
Yeah, you're being lazy all the time. We all know that.
By the way, what's the matter? Is there something urgent? It's only 6 a.m. What makes you call me this early?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Give me $500. Quickly.
What? $500? Are you really serious? But you need $500 for what?
Why are you asking me that? Ah, you don't want me to get in touch with your precious money, right? How dare you speak to your mother-in-law that way?
I don't mean it, Mom. It's just that money doesn't grow on trees, you know? Especially, it's a really huge amount of money. I can't just throw it all out the windows.
What? So now you're thinking that I'm wasting your money? You're so selfish. All I want is some cash so that I can buy some groceries for the family, and you're telling me that I'm wasting your money? Are you really my daughter-in-law?
Are you sure that you're only buying some groceries? Please tell me the truth. Are you planning to spend it on your clothes and jewelry again?
Well, yes. So what? Is that a problem?
Mom, please calm down. I never said that you're wasting my money. I just want to understand the situation better. You know how important it is for us to manage our finances wisely, especially with our current circumstances. And you've already had a lot of clothes in the closet. Buying new ones could be really expensive and wasteful also. I think you should consider wearing all of them before buying brand new clothes. This will be much more economical for our family as a whole, don't you think?
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Now my daughter-in-law is telling me to wear my old stupid clothes every day. Tell me, who am I to you? I am responsible for the well-being of this whole family. I work tirelessly every day to satisfy everyone in this house. I take care of you all. Don't I deserve something for myself? Is it too much to ask for a little extra so that I can buy myself something nice once in a while? I sacrifice so much, and it feels like my efforts go unnoticed.
Mom, I appreciate everything you do for the family. I truly do. But it's essential to find a balance between taking care of others and taking care of yourself. I understand that you want to treat yourself, but we need to consider our financial situation. I am not a billionaire, and I also have bills to pay, and hundreds of other future plans. So I need to consider thoroughly before spending money on anything.
Okay, so now you're the important person here, right? You work day in and day out until midnight and make money, but it does not give you the right to insult my spending habits like that. From the first time at the house, just use your brain and think for once. Who takes care of you? Me. Who makes your dinner? Me. And who goes to the grocery store? It's still me, isn't it? Mark this one more thing. I'm your mother-in-law, the one who allowed you to set foot in this house. I just expect you to treat me and this family well. But after all, this is how you repay me? It's just disappointing.
Mom, you're misunderstanding me.
I appreciate all the support you've given me, and I'm grateful for everything you do. So I always give you the money you need to pay for all the bills and expenses in this house. Is that not enough? Anyway, fine, okay. I'll give you money this time. But please, don't try to squander all of it, okay?
Aw, that's nice of you. Okay. Thank you so much, my precious daughter. And of course, don't worry, I'll spend it wisely. Oh, and I heard that you are now having a sweet big apartment in the city center, aren't you? I mean, it's a fortune. Why don't you tell me and your husband about it?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just bought it a couple of weeks ago. It's not really settled yet, so I just plan to tell you after I finish with installing all the necessary furniture. But I just want to reserve it for my own use, Mom. I think that it would be okay if I use it for renting and stuff.
Oh my. Don't you think that would be a waste itself? Why don't you think of letting my family live there with you? This would be really wonderful.
Mom, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I just prefer using it for renting and maybe other business. You know, money makes money. Renting it out would provide me with additional income, which could be beneficial for our financial stability.
But Julie, just think about how convenient it would be for all of us to live together. We could live a much better life in that apartment, Julie. This house is, terrible for such a woman like me to live. And what a pity when our neighbor or Neil's friends come. It'll be such a shame on this family. I am your mother-in-law, right? Don't you think that I deserve to live in such a wonderful place? And Julie, think of your husband. He has to work every day and then comes home with this narrow, stupid shelter. Poor him.
But Mom, we have been living in this house for like a really long time. And nothing happens. Life just goes on wherever you live. Moreover, I don't have any intention to move you in. So yeah, sorry Mom. It's just impossible to do that.
What? How selfish are you? You just think of yourself. You think that you have more money than us, so you can look down on your husband's family?
Mom, you're being unreasonable. I'm tired of these nonsense conversations with you. Sorry, but pardon me. I have to go pack things now. I'm having a business trip with my company next week, and I can't prepare things in just one night.
Are you neglecting me? Julie? Julie! Such a stubborn and egotistical daughter-in-law.
Hi, Julie. Are you home yet?
Oh, hi darling. Well, I'm still at my work right now. I'm trying to finish these very important reports for my meeting tomorrow. What's happening, Neil?
Well, my car broke down, so give me $800 right now.
Wait, what? What are you saying? Right now?
Yes, hurry up, or else I'll never make it to come home on time for dinner.
But where's your money? Didn't you bring any with you?
Yes, I did, but I spent all of them. It's just too little for me to cover my daily expenses.
Holy crap! How could you spend that amount of money in just one day? What did you spend it on?
It's not that big a deal. In my company, we have to go out and eat a lot. So it's just normal that this money is never enough.
Normal? Really? I don't know anyone else who spends their entire paycheck in a single day. What on earth did you spend it all on?
Jeez, can't you understand? We have to wine and dine clients, and that costs money. It's part of my job.
Oh, of course. It's always an excuse. Do you think it's acceptable to drain our bank account? Just to impress people at work? Ridiculous!
It's not about impressing people. It's about maintaining business relationships. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, I wouldn't understand. I guess being financially responsible and planning for the future is just beyond me, right?
Look, I didn't expect you to understand. You're always so focused on your money and never bother to care for this family.
I never bother to care for this family? I use my money to cover monthly bills, pay for thousands of other expenses, and save for our future. But I guess that's not important to you, right, Neil?
Don't be so dramatic. It's just one day's worth of expenses. We'll survive.
It's not just about one day, Neil. It's about your overall spending habits and lack of responsibility. We need to have a serious talk about our finances.
Enough! There's nothing to talk about. You have two choices. One, give me the money. Two, my mother will know all about this and your life is doomed.
Ugh, you just can't stop making me irritated. Fine, I have sent $800 to your account. Check it. And don't ever cause trouble anymore.
What? So now you're angry with your husband? Who gave you the right to do that? Don't you think that it's very rude to complain about your husband like that?
Ugh, talking with you just wasted my precious time. I gotta go now. I have some packing stuff to do. So please excuse me to hang up the conversation.
Wait, hold your horses. What? You're moving out of our house? Oh, I guess it. You're moving to your new apartment, aren't you? Well, you're such a crooked wife. Are you planning to get away from this house and then make all the money yours? I didn't know that you could become such an astute woman.
What on earth are you talking about? I'm not moving out of the house. I'm preparing for my business trip with the company. You're being so ridiculous right now.
Oh, so now you're a businesswoman, huh? Going on fancy trips and leaving your family behind? I see how it is. You're probably planning to have secret meetings with your business partners, right? I know it. That's why you always come home late. And you told me that it was due to your busy work? Are you thinking that I'm that naive?
Neil, seriously. You need to stop jumping to conclusions and making baseless accusations. This business trip is a professional obligation and has nothing to do with any ulterior motives. It's about representing the company and expanding our professional network. And I'm not secretly dating anyone. It's just your stupid imagination.
Oh, I'm sure it's all very professional, isn't it? I bet you have some secret agenda to advance your career and have fun while forgetting your husband's family here. Just how wonderful that scheme is.
Neil, this is getting ridiculous. You're completely overreacting and assuming the worst without any evidence. I have always been transparent with you about my work, and this trip is no different. It's not about leaving you or making money behind your back.
Well, forgive me for not trusting you blindly. You've always been so secretive about your work, and now suddenly you're off on some business trip? It's hard not to be suspicious.
I can't believe you're being this paranoid. If you had any trust in our relationship, you would know that I am not the kind of person you're thinking of right now. This trip is approved by the company, and I have nothing to hide. Actually, it's you who's acting weird. It's impossible that you can spend that huge of amount of money in just one day. This has happened lots of times before, and I even noticed that you are out more often these days, even on the weekends. What are you actually planning these days?
Julie, you're overthinking. Are you really doubting your husband? One more word, and I'll kick you out of this house right away.
What? Are you threatening to kick me out? That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it'll happen if you don't mind your attitudes. Got it?
Hi, Julie. Are you still on your business trip? Do you have fun there?
Hi, Mom. I've just finished my very important meeting with my boss and the company. And thank you for asking. Even though the work is quite hard and challenging here in the journey, I'm handling it just fine.
Don't thank me so soon. I'm not asking because I'm caring, Julie. I'm just calling to say that we've moved into your beautiful apartment. Wow. I have to say that it's such a large and glamorous place. You should have told us all in advance. I can't believe that you could be that selfish. Anyway, we're enjoying ourselves a lot here.
What on earth are you talking about? You moved into my apartment? You just moved in without my permission?
So what? It's not like you're using it. You're always at work and you never come home. So of course, it would be better if you used it instead.
But that's my apartment. I spent a lot of money on buying it. I told you before, but you don't remember, do you?
Well, it's none of my business. I just think that such a wonderful place like this should not be wasted. So we just decided to stay here for, ever.
Ugh, that's just ridiculous. But how could you know the address of my apartment? How did you two have the keys? And on top of that, who's living in my apartment with you?
Ah, calm down, my little sweetie. You should not be angry with your mother-in-law. That's not a good attitude, honey. I'm with my son, of course. Who else could it be? About the address, well, you didn't tell us the true address of the apartment, so we have to find it on our own. Therefore, Neil followed you to the apartment a lot of the time. Later on, he took some photos of it, and then he brought them to my place. It's such a good start to the plan, don't you think, honey? Considering the keys, maybe you didn't notice, but we stole them. Neil saw you use them to get in the house, so he could remember distinctly their features and patterns. And the night before you went on business, he secretly took the keys from the purse. Well, it's easy to proceed with your plan because you're just so naive and gullible.
But it's trespassing. I'm your daughter-in-law, yes, but this apartment is still my property. So it's not right for you to stay in my house without my consent. I'm not going to let you stay here.
Oh, please. Don't be such a drama queen. We're not going to hurt anything. We've just moved in. Can you just please use your brain once?
Using my brain? I'm well aware of my rights as the owner of this property. Just because you're my mother-in-law doesn't give you the right to invade my home without permission. And just because you've moved in doesn't make it legal or acceptable.
Your property. You seem to forget that we've been part of this family for years. We've always supported you, and now that we need a place to stay temporarily, you're throwing this tantrum? It's disappointing.
Supporting me doesn't give you the right to overstep boundaries. This is my personal space, and I have the right to decide who stays here. It's not about throwing a tantrum, it's about asserting my rights as a property owner.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before leaving the apartment empty while you're away on your business trip. It's not like you're using it. We're just trying to make use of this space temporarily, and you're making it a big deal.
Just because I'm away doesn't mean you can take advantage of my absence and occupy my property. It's not up to you to decide what to do with my apartment. Respect for personal boundaries and property rights is essential in any relationship, family or otherwise.
Respect? Do you want respect? Maybe you should start by respecting your elders. You're my daughter-in-law, and that means you should show some respect and gratitude for everything we've done for you.
I have always respected and appreciated your role as my mother-in-law, but that doesn't mean you can disregard my rights as a property owner.
Well, you can't do anything about it while you're on your business trip. So, for now, we're staying here. Deal with it. Oh, one more thing. You're not here when we came in, so it's true that you won't be able to live here anymore. We are the ones who packed all the stuff and arranged the furniture, and you did nothing. This house is large, but with 3 people, I don't think so. But there is still one choice, though. How about you find another apartment and live on your own, whereas we'll stay here and take care of this house, dear?
What? Are you really kicking me out of my house? You have no right to do that.
Yes, I do. This house is mine now, so don't ever come in. I don't need you. The true owners of this house are my son and I. That would be just enough. You're too lazy to care for the family. So it would be better if you just keep doing your own job and find somewhere else to live.
Fine. If you are so confident about yourself like that, then so be it. Just continue with your stupid plan to steal my house. But I'll try my best to take back what's mine. You'll have to pay for this.
Ha ha ha! Go on, like I care. Hey, Julie, answer my call right now. I can't believe that you would do this to your family. Now you have to explain everything to me right now. Julie, answer me immediately. I order you.
What? Mom? Are you still keeping your usual habit to wake me up this early? But things are different now. Don't expect that I'll give you any money, because I won't do that anymore.
You bastard! What did you do to the house? A lot of people are coming here and throwing away all of our stuff.
I thought it's your house now, isn't it? You should know what's happening with your house. Why do you bother to call me?
I'm not kidding. You must have done something with the house. Tell me, what's it?
Seeing you being worried is such a sweet feeling. Okay, just calm down. I'll explain everything. So I came home yesterday to sell the house. Because it's been sold now, it's not your house anymore. The new owners are moving in, so you'd better pack things and move out soon.
What the heck are you talking about? You can't just sell the house without consulting me. This is my home.
Oh, come on, Mom. You know very well that you never legally own this house. It has always been in my name, and I have every right to sell it. I've been more than generous letting you stay here for so long.
Generous? After all these years, you're just throwing me out like this? What am I supposed to do now?
You've had plenty of time to figure out your living situation. I've given you enough support, and it's time for you to stand on your own feet. Besides, you should have expected this. I've warned you this day would come. It's you who are too proud of yourself.
This is outrageous. I can't believe you would do this to me, your own mother-in-law. And I didn't have enough time to find a new place. I don't have any money left now. We sold the old house and spent it all on buying a new car for Neil. Then I told him to quit his job because I thought that we could count on you to live a better life.
Oh, about that. I prepared my divorce petition yesterday, and I'm going to give it to Neil. I think it would be better if we had no connection with each other anymore.
What? No way. You could not do that to your husband. He has done nothing wrong.
Nothing? You know what? He cheated on me. I will never forgive him for that.
Wait, what? This can't happen.
Oh, but it is happening right now. I was suspicious of him cheating a long time ago. So one day, I just secretly checked the transferring history on his bank account and found out that he had been transferring a huge amount of money to a strange account number every day. Then, I realized that it's the bank account of his mistress. No wonder why he just squandered his money like that. I have collected all of the evidence on his phone recently and enclosed them with my divorce petition. Well, I think I would have to thank him due to the alimony I could receive when we get divorced. This would be like huge.
No, you couldn't do that to us. We have nothing to lose right now.
But you still have the car, right?
Yes, but recently we have realized that it's not a new car. We were tricked into buying an old and broken car. They just designed it so it could look like new. But when we brought it home, it got broken and couldn't even function anymore.
Oh, how unfortunate for you. It seems like everything is falling apart for you, doesn't it? First, you lost the house, and now a broken car? My, what a comedy of errors.
Don't be so happy like that, Julie. Are you really a human being? Why could you be so heartless with your mother-in-law? Julie, I know you still feel some compassion for us inside your heart, right?
Well, not at all. Just look at what you did to me. You entered my house without my permission, and you even kicked me out. Anyway, I don't really need that house anymore, because I have found for myself a much better apartment where you could never find it. And don't you ever talk about compassion to me. It's disgusting. But finally, it looks like karma has caught up with you, doesn't it? Maybe you should have been more careful and done your research before making such a big purchase. If you knew how to spend things more economically, things would not turn out like this. Well, I don't even bother to care. It's none of my business.
Please, forgive us, Julie. We have done many bad things to you. We're so sorry for that. Is there any chance for us to make it up for you? We have nowhere to go right now, and we don't even have any money to spend. If you could not help us to find a house, could you please transfer us a little money? so that we could at least make ends meet?
Wow, no, old lady. I'm not the Julie that you used to know. I'm a totally different person now. If you want to have my money, then fine, you'll have it. But I'll give it to you as a loan, and you'll have to pay the interest each day. If you agree to my requirement, then we'll have a deal.
What? Old lady? Unbelievable! How could you treat your mother-in-law that way?
Stop all your stupid talking, because we're over for now. You're not my mother-in-law anymore. I want to cut ties with all of you. For now, what a pity I have to go to work now. No time to talk. So, bye-bye.
No, you could not do that. We'll change. We'll become better people. We'll do anything to gain a little mercy from you. Please save us. Julie! Julie!
After that, I immediately blocked Mrs. Emmy's number and didn't reply to any of the messages her family sent me. Mrs. Emmy ended up being evicted from the house that she and Neil had moved into just a couple of days after they moved in and had nowhere else to go. Therefore, they had to live a miserable life under a bridge. She then had to find a trivial job to make a living and gain money to find another place to live. About Neil, he had to work as a waiter with a very low salary. However, he still had to pay for his sins, so I filed for an at-fault divorce and gave him all the necessary evidence. He was then completely surprised, but still had to accept the truth that he would have to pay me an amount of alimony each month. Well, their lives are truly miserable, but they deserve it, right? About me, due to hard work and persistence, I could finally earn enough money to buy a much better apartment near my company. And well, I'm happy to get rid of that toxic family forever.